Hey guys, welcome to Rosie's Dessert Spot. Today we'll be creating this really whimsical double drip style cake loaded with edible decorations. You'll need a square or a rectangle cake board to work with at the start. Take some baking paper, stick it nice and tightly to the back, folding in on all sides and making sure they're nice and kind of stuck down. From here you can take your buttercream and color it whatever color you like, or you could keep it white. I'll be sure to leave the recipe in the eye icon up top and in the description box below. I've used 2 mud cakes cut in half. The darker muds are actually Coles cakes that I bought and I'm just cutting them down to size. Take some buttercream, load it on to your board nice and generously and flatten it out to about 1/2 centimeter or so in thickness. Pop your first cake on and then fill your cake as you normally would. I've also left it colored on the inside too, or you could just have it white, totally up to you. Once all your cake layers have been stacked, create that crumb coat, so a very thin layer of frosting all around the cake to trap in those crumbs. Connect it at the very base as well and then smooth it out. You want to make sure not to press too firmly with your frosting scraper up against that cake board, otherwise you might rip the baking paper. Clear up the top, pop it into the freezer for 10 minutes or the fridge for 20. In the meantime, you can make your ganache if you like, so I've taken some white chocolate buttons by Nestle. I've added in some cream, made sure that all of the chocolate had been completely covered, and then I microwaved it for about 35 seconds. When it's all completely melted, you can add in your gel food color, mix it through and then set it aside, and at that point your cake should be ready to come out of the freezer. And then just apply that second layer of frosting again, nice and neat. Smooth it out, fill in any pockets as you go if you have any deep pockets. And then once you're happy with the outside, bring the lip of frosting to the middle. On to the decorations. So I've got a piping bag filled with that ganache and I'm starting nice and short and kind of leading into a longer drip. Then I taper back into a short drip. Basically, the longer you leave it on the edge, the taller or the longer that drip will be. Stick a cake board to your cake on top with some buttercream. And then when you're ready, flip it the right way up. You can pop it into the freezer first for 20 minutes and then cut away the baking paper. And this will just make sure that you have that nice, sharp, straight edge and it won't mess up in case the buttercream is still too soft. Gently peel that baking paper away to reveal your super sharp edges, nice and neat. And then doubling up again on that drip. So that's how you make an upside down drip cake. Again, I'm starting short, creating longer drips as I go, and then ending short again. Be mindful that where they overlap, you don't make them too long because you definitely do not want them to connect. For the top, I've taken a wafer cone, just stuck it on with a little bit of buttercream and then filled in with some more of that white chocolate ganache. Connect it to that edge, but don't add too much, otherwise it'll continue to drip. From there, you can add in any extra decorations. So I got colored popcorn, I thought would look really good on this. It would pop really nicely. I've also got some fake flowers, but you could also use viola flowers, which are usually edible. Make sure that if you do use edible flowers, they are organic and really well washed. Add some at the base as well to the length of that upside down drip, and don't be afraid to work above it as well. So you can see here I've added some edible gold pearls leading upwards towards the drip, and I'll do the same at the top leading down too. I think it looked a lot nicer and it completed the look when you took the decorations to the side of the cake. Another one you could do is Ferrero Rocher's white popcorn, maybe some pretzels to turn it into more of a, I guess, brown toned cake. Probably more suitable for a masculine theme, but totally up to you guys. If you enjoyed this video tutorial and you give it a go, if you do recreate this cake, I'd love to see it. Hashtag Rosie's Dessert Spot so I can check it out too. Thanks so much for watching. Feel free to subscribe and we'll catch you again in the next cake decorating tutorial.